Okay, here I've got Snoopy with a little package underneath this airplane, and he's traveling at V naught in the x direction is equal to 115 meters per second. Okay, he is at an altitude. Now here's H initial is 1,050. Or let's just make it Y. Y initial is equal to 1,050 meters, and he's going to drop this thing. Now as this thing flies, his plane is going to stay right above that thing the whole time because the x direction of this package that he's going to drop will also have 115 meters per second the entire time in the x direction. But as soon as it's released, it's going to hit over here, and we want to figure out and y final is equal to 0 meters. Okay. All right. Now, before we do any of this stuff, we got to find the time. And the time is really, and I was checking my old physics book, and it said, hey, to calculate the time, you use this, of course, you use this equation where you got y final is equal to y initial plus v naught y. Now, v naught y is not equal to 115. This is a rookie mistake that people make. Times t, v naught y is equal to 0 minus 1/2 times gt squared. Okay? Now, we've distilled this down because we know that this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 1,050. Okay? But now here's how we get, here's one way I'll show you. Let's do it this way. So we got 1/2 or 0 is equal to 1050 plus 1/2 of negative 9.8 times t squared. Let's deal with it this way. Okay, let's find t this way. So if I take minus 1050, so that goes away, is now equal to 1/2 times negative 9.8 divided by t squared. Now this is negative 1050 now. We're going to multiply it by 2 on both sides. So if we multiply by 2 on both sides, and then this is equal to negative 9.8 times t squared. Now look what happens. 2 times negative 1050 divided by negative 9.8. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm after. I kind of did it all in one chunk. And so, you know, and I was kind of cavalier with the things, but there's the cancellation. So it's actually equal to 2 times the, let's just say the absolute value of the change in height divided by g square root. And that's how we get the time. All right. So I took a little extra time to calculate. So 2 times 1050 divided by 9.8 square root, I about forgot to take my square root, is equal to 14.6 seconds. Now we can do whatever we want. Now we can do it all because I know that v final y in the y direction is equal to 0 minus 9.8 times 14.6. And that's equal to negative 143 meters per second. So therefore, the magnitude of the final velocity is equal to 115 squared plus negative 143 squared. Take the square root of the whole thing. And we know it's going to be below the x-axis, so we get second square root, second square root of 115 squared plus 143 squared. Close that. 183 meters per second. And then the direction is the inverse tangent. I leave everything positive again. I'm just a positive guy. And then I'll put in the below the positive x-axis when we're done. So I take the inverse tangent of that. 51.2 degrees below positive x-axis. All right, there we go. There it is. All right.